Hello, everybody. It's Andreas again from IBN Immigration Solutions. Well, you saw it on the media. Obviously, the borders are opening tomorrow in South Africa, 1st of October. And I wanted to give you a quick explanation what it really means in practice, and for what it means for a lot of people internationally. So I think it's very important to understand that the borders are opening for tourists, right? So the core question is really why you're coming to South Africa and where you're coming from. So South Africa has published a list of 57 countries, and if you're a national from this country, you are not allowed to come for tourism purposes, and that's very important. So if you hold over a work visa or yeah, predominantly work visa holder, you're actually allowed to come to South Africa. So for tourism only. So how does it work in practice? So if you're a national not on the list, so if you're from Germany or from Sweden, you're currently not on the list. Or for from any other African country, actually, there's not one African country on the list. Then you can actually, the only requirement is that you need a COVID test, which is not older than 72 hours before departure. Okay, so that's the number one criteria. It's important that the COVID test is signed and stamped by the medical practitioner, and that they can read the stamp and the name. Okay, so it's very clear. They're gonna make troubles at the border when that's not the case. So watch that. You come into South Africa, there's no quarantine requirement. That's very important to know, and obviously huge practical hurdle has been taken away. If you're gonna have symptoms of COVID, then you will be subject to a test. And if the test comes then back negative, then you're going to be fine. And if it comes back positive, you need to go into self-quarantine. But that's only if you display symptoms. Okay, so there's no compulsory testing like in other countries worldwide. Yeah, so all you need is the 72-hour PCR test. That's the only requirement you come in, and then you can do your tourism here. You can spend your holidays in South Africa. Now again, very important to note, if you actually a temporary residence holder, so any work visa or any other temporary residence, it seems, and I'm referring to a statement from Naleli Pandor, who's obviously in charge of DIRCO, so not Home Affairs, but the Department of International Relations, that you're actually allowed to come to South Africa even if you come from a high-risk country. Okay? So the high-risk countries are only applicable and important for tourists. Any other country or visa holder can actually come to South Africa, as it looks like. So that's pretty good news. Very important to note. Yeah, and obviously they're going to look at the risk of medium risk and high risk countries all the time. We will update you on that. But yes, for most of the countries in the world, South Africa has opened for tourism, and we need to just watch the list carefully. Bye-bye.